The topic is to be your best, becoming a go-to player. And this is part 2. Last week we covered part 1, and I'm going to share with you again some of the thoughts, all right, or some highlights from our time together last week, and then we're going to go into the material we have for today. Let's start with the statement we started with last week. This is perhaps the foundation for everything that we are sharing in this series, and it says success and everything that comes with it. Success and everything that comes with it is a reward for problems solved. Okay? Success and everything that comes with it is a reward for problems solved. The quality of your reward is determined by the quality of your contribution. The quality of your reward is determined by the quality of your contribution. Something interesting I said to us last week is the fact that you can improve the quality of your contribution because you are a seed. You are a creature of immense potential. You can continue to learn and grow and evolve and become better versions of yourself till you exit the earth. What does that mean? A better version of you will lead to more contribution, and then more contribution will lead to more success. Let me say that again. A better version of you will lead to more contribution, and the quality of your contribution will lead to what? More success. Don't ever forget that. You are a seed. You are a creature of immense potential. Your life is full of possibilities. You are never at your wit's end. You are never at a dead end. There's always a way forward for you. There's always a way out for you. Quickly, let me remind you 4 benefits of becoming your best, or better still, 4 benefits of evolving and becoming better versions of yourself. Number 1, I told you that it brings you the highest returns on investment. It brings you the highest returns on investment. In other words, the more you invest in yourself, the better the results you are going to get. Like we said last week, if the opportunities come in your way, if we give them a value of 10, and the quality of yourself you bring to the table is, say, 2 multiplied by 10 gives you 20. If you grow to become a 5, then 5 multiplied by 10 gives you 50. If you grow and then you become an 8 multiplied by 10 gives you 80. Continue to grow and then you become a 10. 10 multiplied by 10 gives you 100. You continue to grow and you become 100. 100 multiplied by 10 gives you 1,000. In other words, even if the opportunities don't get better, even if the chances that come your way don't get better, as long as you are evolving, you are going to get better results, better returns on your investment. Another reason why I told you to continue to evolve and become better versions of yourself is because it distinguishes you. It sets you apart. When people think about you, they think of specific, specific things, specific duties, specific activities. There are certain things that people associate with you in their minds. And the more they put you in a niche, they put you in a class all by yourself, the more you eliminate competition. In other words, they will stop giving you opportunity to somebody else simply because in their minds, when they mention a few words, when they mention certain fields, you are the one that comes up. Why? Because nobody can beat you at being you. There are certain things you can do better than every other person. All right? There are certain things you can do better than every other person. So the more you grow, the more you evolve, the more it sets you apart from the crowd. Another reason why you continue to grow and become a better version of yourself is because it increases your value to your stakeholders. I'm talking about your employer, I'm talking about your clients, your customers, I'm talking about your family and friends, people who are doing life with you. The better you become, the more value you bring to the table for them. So they are vested in you, they are interested in your growth, and they will continue to want to do life with you if you keep getting better. And this fourth one for me is the most important and should be the most important to those of us who are people of faith. As you grow and become better versions of yourself, you bring glory to God. Somebody said it this way, that our gifts and our talents are God's gifts to us. What we become and what we do for them is our way of reciprocating His love for us. So as you grow and become better, you bring greater glory to God. Last week we talked about becoming your best, okay? To be your best. I told you first, develop a winning attitude. Okay, to be your best, I said you should what? Develop a winning attitude. And that was our focus last week. I will encourage you to go to my YouTube channel and watch the teaching from last week if you missed it. Because of our time tonight, I will not be able to recap, okay? So go to my YouTube channel and watch the session from last week. And while you are there, do me a favor, subscribe to that channel, share the link with your friends and loved ones. Let's impact lives together. Now, our content for tonight, we're talking about becoming your best, becoming a go-to player. Okay, the big idea I came to share with you, or the step I came to share with you tonight, is to become an asset and not a liability. To be your best, become an asset, not a liability. You know what? Listen to this. Everybody has intrinsic value. Everybody has intrinsic value, but everybody is not an asset. You've got to realize you are valuable, but you are not necessarily perceived valuable by everybody. So listen to this. An asset is a team player that contributes significantly or immensely to the bottom line of the organization. An asset is a team member that contributes immensely or significantly to the bottom line of the organization. A liability costs more than it contributes. A liability costs more than it contributes. With that simple definition, you can ask yourself, am I an asset? Am I a liability? Now, for companies, for organizations, for teams to continue to succeed, they have to multiply their assets and reduce or eliminate their liabilities. Therefore, it's nothing personal. If you are not an asset, you will be squeezed out. And that's what happens to many people. They are not even conscious of the fact that there are assets and that there are liabilities. They don't know which one they are. When things get tough for organizations, they keep their go-to players, they let go of their liabilities. They keep their assets, they let go of their liabilities. My intention tonight is to show you how to continue to be an asset. Okay, I am working with the assumption that you know what it means to be an asset and that you are an asset to stakeholders right now. I want to show you how to continue to be an asset. There are two big ideas I came to share with you tonight, and then we are going to be done. This is the first one. To continue to be an asset, number one, evaluate yourself periodically and make necessary adjustments. Evaluate yourself periodically and make necessary adjustments. Okay? Evaluate yourself periodically and make necessary adjustments. You know what? This is the point where you've got to get honest feedback from clients, from customers, from colleagues, from superiors, from bosses. Okay? For you to be able to get honest feedback, you have to be secure in your soul. You know, feedback is said to be the breakfast of champions. But for you to get honest feedback, for people to be able to tell you the truth and you can receive it, it means that you are secure in your emotions. You know who you are. You know how valuable you are. You know how important you are. You know that you are a valuable person. There is a place, a unique place for you on the earth. But for you to get better, you need to make adjustments. For you to make that adjustment, you've got to be able to get feedback. In other words, ask your colleagues, ask family members, ask friends, ask people who are vested in your success to tell you the truth. How am I doing? Where do I need to grow? Where do I need to get better? Okay, come up with questions and ask them. Okay, and whatever they tell you, make adjustments. I'm going to suggest to you 5 questions you must answer honestly for you to evaluate yourself so that you can make the right adjustments for you to keep evolving and growing into better versions of yourself. These are the 5 questions. Number 1, why do we exist? Okay, you work for an organization or you are running your own organization. The first question you must always answer is, why do we exist? That is the question of purpose. Why do we exist? The second question is, where are we going? That is the question of vision. Where are we going? Even as a family, you can sit down with your spouse and answer these questions. Question 1 again, why do we exist? Question number 2, where are we going? Question number 3, what is the most important thing we are doing now? Okay, question 3 again, what is the most important thing we are doing now? Question number 4, what percentage of our current success am I personally responsible for? This is crucial. What percentage of our current success am I personally responsible for? What I advise is that you see how you can move yourself to at least about 40% and above. For you to be a go-to player, for you to be that person in football, you are called undroppable. And for every team, there are so many go-to players, and there are some of them who are undroppable. What do I mean? As long as they are fit, they are on the field. As long as they are fit, they are on the field. You want to become that kind of person to the stakeholders in your life. You want to make sure you are personally responsible for 40% and above, okay, of current success. In other words, I am responsible for the idea, or I am responsible for the excellent execution of the idea. That's what it means to be a go-to player. So question number 4 again, what percentage of our current success am I personally responsible for? And then question number 5 is very important. It says, what must I adjust to improve the quality of my contribution? Okay, I'm going to run over the 5 questions again, especially for those who are taking notes. Number 1, why do we exist? That's the question of purpose. Number 2, where are we going? That's the question of vision. Number 3, what is the most important thing we are doing right now? That's clarity. Question 4, what percentage of our current success am I personally responsible for? That's the question of relevance. What percentage of our current success am I personally responsible for? And then number 5 is, what must I adjust to improve the quality of my contribution? Take these 5 questions, sit down, answer them, and then present these questions, especially question 3 to 5 now, to people who are stakeholders in your life and tell them to give you honest feedback. If you can do this, you will know where to adjust. All you need to do is just make that adjustment. All you need to do is make that adjustment, and then you're on your way to becoming a go-to player, or you maintain your status, you continue to be a go-to player. I told you there are just 2 big ideas I came to share with us tonight. To continue to be an asset, number 1, evaluate yourself periodically and make necessary adjustments. This is the second one. Number 2, develop competence. Develop competence. In other words, you want to move from a novice to an amateur, from an amateur to a learner, and a learner to skilled, from skilled to expert, from expert you want to become a master. The interesting thing is, from the first idea I shared with you, from evaluation, you can tell where you are, and then you know what the next step is, and you perhaps will know exactly what to do to get to the next level. Good. So develop competence. Competence is the ability to get something done efficiently and effectively. That's competence. You know how to get things done effectively and efficiently. And under this, under competence, I've got 3 steps, or better still, 3 suggestions I have for you tonight. For you to be competent, first you want to what? Sharpen your edge. Okay? Sharpen your edge. What do I mean by that? Identify your primary tools and sharpen them. Identify your primary tools and sharpen them. What do I mean? transform your talent into essential skills through training. Transform your talents into essential skills through training. Let me give my own example. In what I do in my field, my primary tools are my thoughts and my words. My thoughts and my words. So I put myself on what I call a personal development routine that helps me to improve the quality of my thoughts, that feeds my mind consistently with unique and insightful ideas. And I have things that I do. There are books I read, there are podcasts that I listen to, and the purpose is to continue to feed my mind with great ideas. As long as I am feeding on the thoughts of giants, I will generate those kind of thoughts. Okay? And then the second thing is my words. So I learn communication every day. When I'm listening to a speaker, I'm not just getting their content, I'm also learning skills, and then I practice those things immediately. Okay, what am I talking about? Sharpen your edge. Okay? Transform your talents into essential skills through training. This is an advice I'm going to give to you. Invest in yourself more than any other person invests in you. This is important. People will not do for you more than you are willing to do for yourself. So invest in your own development, invest in your own growth. What am I doing? I'm sharing with you how to develop competence. And I said, number one, sharpen your edge. Number two, find your seat on the bus. Okay? Find your seat on the bus. In other words, find that role that brings out the best in you and helps you to make a significant contribution to your team or your organization. Let me say that again. Find that role that brings out the best in you and that helps you to make a significant contribution to your organization. The truth of the matter is nobody can do this for you like you will do it for yourself. I'm building on the idea that says for an organization to be effective, to be successful, they've got to get the right people on the bus and they have to get the right people sitting on the right seats. But what I'm saying to you is nobody knows you as much as you know yourself. You are the one that knows the role you are best equipped to play. So find that seat. Listen, in the beginning, people will tell you what to do. But after some time, as you gain trust, as you deliver results consistently, you will be allowed to pick your own seat. So you want to find that role that brings out the best in you and that helps you to make a significant contribution. Let me also say this to you. As you grow, your seat must change. As you grow, your seat must change. What am I saying? Don't let your seat become your comfort zone, lest you lose your relevance. Okay? Don't let your seat become your comfort zone lest you lose your relevance. By all means, choose your own seat, okay? Because nobody knows you. So move from where you are. Let me put it this way so that you get what I'm saying. You have to consistently walk yourself out of roles, all right? Whatever you are doing right now, after some time, you should be able to train other people to do it, and then you move to a role of higher responsibility. If not, over time, you will lose relevance. What am I saying? You join an organization, maybe at the beginning, you are that guy that runs errands for everybody. It's okay. First year, it's okay. You are running errands for everybody. But after 12 months, you should have gained experience. You should have developed certain skills that you begin to do much more for the organization than just run errands. Nobody will do that for you. But as you make that adjustment, they will see that you are growing and then they will give you something better to do. You rise to that occasion. No matter how comfortable it is to do what you're doing, no matter how much you enjoy it, if you are growing, your roles must be changing. Your seat on the bus must be changing. So part-time, make sure you are on the seat that gives you that opportunity to bring out the best in you and to make a significant contribution, the best contribution that you can make to the organization. This is what I tell people. When you take more initiative, you will be given fewer instructions. Because somebody may be struggling with, how do I get to choose my own seat? Okay, there's always somebody above me telling me what to do. This is what I found out. When people are important, when people are successful, when people are busy, they don't want to micromanage anybody. They are looking for people who can deliver exceptional results without constant supervision. To show that you are that person, do what you have been given to do so well that you are trusted with discretion. So follow instructions, and then after that, start taking initiatives. Okay, when you take initiatives, the more initiative you take, the less or the fewer the instructions you will be given. I'm showing you how to retain the status of an asset to any organization. I said, number one, evaluate yourself consistently and make the right or the necessary adjustments. Then number two, I said, develop competence. And then under developing competence, I said, sharpen your edge. Okay. And then I said, find your seat on the bus. This is the third and the last one. Show up. Okay. Show up. What do I mean by show up? Exceed expectations consistently. Okay. Exceed expectations consistently. This is what it means to be a go-to player. At every point in time, there is something to be done. You are the man for the job, and every time without fail, you exceed expectations. You deliver. You are, positively predictable. That's what it means. You are positively predictable. Let people not think. Like, for example, every Wednesday, 7 p.m., I am here. So many things happen. So many things are happening, all right, for me to be here at 7 p.m. But I make sure that whatever happens, I don't give an excuse. 7 p.m. Wednesday night, I show up. 7 p.m. Wednesday night, I show up. You see, when you are the show up person, when you always exceed expectations, when you deliver expected results consistently, you carve a niche in your mind, okay? In the minds of other people, sorry. You carve a niche for yourself in the minds of other people. They come to trust you. And when people trust you, they will give you more opportunities. And the more opportunities you get, the more successful you become. So how do you do this? Identify your weaknesses and devise a means for keeping them at bay. See, let me say this to you. Everybody has strengths. Everybody has weaknesses. As you evolve, as you grow, as you climb up the ladder of success, you will be able to staff your weaknesses. But before you are able to staff your weaknesses, you've got to devise means of keeping them at bay. For example, if you're a morning person like me and you tend to be cranky in the afternoon, don't fix your most important meetings in the afternoon. Don't put your most important tasks in the afternoon. Do your best when you are at your best, all right? And when you are cranky, you want to make sure you are away from people. Whatever it is that is a shortcoming for you, that is a weakness for you, devise a means for keeping it at bay. Listen, everybody has a weakness. So they gravitate towards that person that comes across as all strength and no weakness. Not because he doesn't have a weakness, but because he has come up with a way that his weaknesses don't get in the way. And that is what each and every one of us must do. Identify your weaknesses and then devise a means for keeping them at bay. If you get easily irritated by people, come up. You see, it's subjective. So you've got to come up, whatever it is you are going to do, as long as it's not a crime, okay, do what it is you have to do to make sure that when people think about you, they are not thinking about your weaknesses. They are thinking about your strength. What am I saying? Don't let anything interfere with your consistency, okay? Don't let anything interfere with your consistency. You know what? Establish a rhythm of exerting yourself and resting. I call it stress and rest. Give out and then withdraw and replenish. So many of us, we plan our work, but we don't plan our rest. And this is what I found out. The quality of your rest determines the quality of your press. How you recreate sometimes determines how creative you are. So you want to invest in rest. You just don't say, okay, I'm tired. No. When I get tired, or when am I going to stop working? When I stop working, what am I going to do to replenish myself? Plan your sleep. Make it qualitative. This is important, okay? Plan your sleep. Make it qualitative. Don't bring baggage to work. So what are you going to do to make sure that does not happen to you? Listen, the place of work is not the place for emotional support. Work is not the place where you go to make friends. So outside of work, you want to develop a strong support system that sees to it that every time you show up on the field, you are there and you are giving your best. And this is what I advise people to do. Once you start earning, you have to start paying other people so that you can be available to deliver exceptional results. There's a level you get to that you stop doing laundry yourself. There's a level you get to that you stop driving yourself, not because you have become big, but because you want to become effective. Some people complain about how much time they spend in traffic. Some other people leverage the time in traffic to continue to develop themselves, to continue to grow. And it is because they understand. It's not only, see, when you see a man doing his best, okay, it's just like, let me give an example. When you hear somebody climbing a mountain, most of the time, we know the man that climbed the mountain. But the truth of the matter is, every successful feat is the work of a team. He always has a strong support system that helps him to deliver the results that he's delivering. It's the same for everybody. The bank manager, the exceptional football player. There's always a team of people. Most of the time in football clubs, we hear the name of the coach, but he has a backroom staff, a team of people that sees to it. Okay, so they got scouts. Okay, scouts will go to different places to look for talent. They have trainers, they have goalkeeping trainers, they have sometimes trainers for different skills. But most of the time, we only know the coach. But there's always a backroom staff that helps the coach to deliver results. For each player, there is a support system. There's family and friends that helps him to deliver exceptional results. You want to invest in your own support system also, so that you can develop, or better still, so that you can deliver exceptional results consistently. What have we learned tonight? That you can be an asset and not a liability. An asset contributes significantly to the bottom line of an organization. A liability costs more than it contributes. And that for companies and organizations and teams to be successful, they have to continue to multiply their assets and eliminate their liabilities. So it's nothing personal. If you are not an asset, you will be squeezed out. In footballing world, for example, they have what they call the transfer window. And what happens in every transfer window is they bring in more assets and they let go of liabilities. They bring in assets and they let go of liabilities. People do that every day. Relationships, that's what happens. When you stop being an asset, you will be let go of. Sometimes people just don't celebrate you like they used to celebrate you. They don't pick your calls that they used to pick your calls anymore. And you would think it is because they are bad people. No, most of the time it is because they are evaluating their lives and they want to just keep in their lives people that help them to become better versions of themselves. So you want to do the same thing. In the minimum, you want to make sure you remain an asset and not a liability. And I told you two big things you've got to focus on. Evaluate yourself consistently and make the right adjustments. And then number two, develop competence. It's on that note that we have come to the end of our time together today. Do me a big favor, share this video with your friends and loved ones. Help me to add value to somebody else. And next week, Wednesday, join me once again for a beautiful time of learning. All right. Thank you very much. I'll see you next week, Wednesday. God bless you. Bye-bye.